I got some statistics that I want to share with y'all. This is some data and some information I've been compiling for a topic that I want to share. I want to discuss. I want us to talk about. Uh, According to a 2020 study of the National Survey of American Life, the marriage rate for Black Americans has decreased. In 1950, 62% of Black women and 64% of Black men were married. In 2019, those numbers had dropped to 33% and 38%. Black women, excuse me, I was eating something a few minutes ago and I kind of choked myself, so y'all bear with me. But Black women have a higher rate of marital instability than other groups, with divorce rates that are higher than white women at almost every age. Overall, Black Americans have experienced a dramatic decrease in marriage, and it have experienced a dramatic decrease in marriage rates over time. Question is, why is this? Why aren't we marrying one another? Yeah, we having a whole bunch of sex. We doing a whole bunch of cheating. But why we ain't marrying one another? A Georgia State University study found that some keys to successful marriages for Black couples include: number one, open communication. Do we know how to have open communication? Do we know how to communicate? Number two is flexibility. What exactly does that mean? Flexibility. These are simple terms, but what I done come to understand in life is that a lot of simple things are very complicated to demonstrate. Simply stated, very complicated in being demonstrated. So number one is open communication. Number two is flexibility. Number three is agreement on income and assets. Agreement on income and assets. Number four is the ability. Hold on. Number four is last but not least. It's the ability to have uncomfortable conversations. Imagine that. The ability to have uncomfortable conversations. Welcome to another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations, episode 3, where we're going to be just having a conversation, just talking about understanding and knowing how to date. Because dating is a prerequisite to everything else. From dating one another, we establish relationships, and from the relationship, we journey on into marriage. Ideally. But what do we really know about dating? What have we really been taught about dating? Do we even teach on the subject of dating? Is it a conscious effort from household to household designed to inform about the aspect of dating? I know coming up in my household, dating was never a topic of discussion. So understanding that and understanding how critical relationships are, it kind of stimulated and motivated me to have this conversation. A lot of people feel like it's common sense, but based off of the data and based off of observations, it's nothing common about it. And in fact, we losing when it comes to dating. We losing when it comes to knowing how to date, knowing who's a good candidate to date and to progress with. So understanding that, it made me say, man, this is very much a conversation we need to have. Because when you know better, you can do better. That's a cliche that's often stated, but very seldomly demonstrated. When you know better, you can do better. So that means that to know is to be informed. And based off of what I've been observing, we not very informed when it comes to knowing how to date. Because most of the people we date, we end up not liking. We end up not being progressful with. So understanding this, it has compelled me to have this conversation. Understanding how to date. When you know better, you do better. Because we all know and understand that thinking is a prerequisite to acting. So I'm trying to do my part in stimulating some different thoughts, or stimulating some thoughts, so that we can start applying ourselves in a way that's going to allow us to be intentional and strategic about dating, rather than just being instinctual and impulsive. I say that because most of the time in relationships, we got into the relationship because we was stimulated and motivated by the wrong reasons. It was based strictly off of what we were seeing. If I liked how you look, regardless to what your value system was, regardless to what your family tree produced, I desired you. And because I was being impulsive and instinctual, my desire governed my behavior. So we trying to put forth a conscious effort to rectify these types of behaviors, starting with the way in which we think. Because once you are aware of something, then you have the information to apply yourself to move different. So we just trying to make each other aware of some of our pitfalls as it relates to dating. So with that being said, I got 3 questions that I would like to ask. I would like for us to ponder and, if possibly, elaborate on. Because my channel is designed to be an online therapeutic channel. It's therapy for us and it's therapy by us. And it don't cost you nothing but attendance, transparency, and honesty. And occasionally a push of the like and share buttons. And for the people that's hitting the like and share buttons, I appreciate y'all. And for the people that's still sitting back in the background peeking and not speaking, I appreciate y'all too. Because I understand it's bigger than me. And a lot of people that we help in life, we don't even know we help them. I don't need to know. Because if I can do something, if I can present something that helps you, that's all that matters. The rest to take care of itself. So the people who've been subscribing, I appreciate y'all. Salute to y'all. I'm going to get better with time in terms of delivering my message and creating perks for us. I got some plans for us, but I just had to kind of temper my expectations down, because I understand that we the hardest species on this earth to deal with. With that being said, I got 3 questions. One being, when you dating someone, what's the ultimate prize? What is the ultimate prize, or what's the ultimate gift that you aspire to obtain or give when you dating someone? That's question number one. Question number two is, in a relationship, what's the ultimate prize? What's the ultimate reward of a relationship? So we go from dating into a relationship, and once you in the relationship, because I would assume that when you're dating somebody, you are dating them to enter into a relationship with them. I mean, I don't know. This is just my assumption. Not saying that I'm right. I'm just putting this out here to create some dialogue, but I'm curious to know what y'all think and how y'all think, as well as how y'all aspire. So we go from dating into a relationship, hopefully into a marriage. But what's the ultimate reward of a marriage? If you date somebody to enter a relationship with them, you enter the relationship to marry them. Once you marry them, then what? I think these are three critical questions that we should think about and we should talk about so that we can be aware of. Because we have to have some type of parameters to govern or to look back on that governs us to where we can gauge where we are, where we going, where we desire to be. So, number one is, what's the ultimate prize for dating a person? Number two is, what's the ultimate prize for being in a relationship, with a person? And number three, what's the ultimate prize in a marriage? Why do we even marry? What's the purpose of marriage? Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. We should be able to have these conversations. But I realize a lot of these simple conversations is very difficult to have. In any event, let's talk about it, man. Uncomfortable Conversations, episode 3. To know better is to do better. What do you know about dating? What should you know about dating? Let's get into it.